Hey, welcome back to Cubic Odyssey. So, uh, just a small update on how the ship is doing. As you can see, the Leviathan here is still mostly intact. Uh, when I said it was going to take a while to take this ship apart, I really wasn't kidding. This has been such an incredibly slow process. Uh, I've been taking it apart two different ways. First way is just landing the ship out here on the space station and then using my mining tool here to take blocks out of it. And that is incredibly slow. Uh, one block at a time. And it does not like to go fast, even though I've got, you know, level 8 tool just maxed out. It still doesn't go that fast. Um, there were 5 engines across here. I have taken that engine completely out. And then if we head up towards the front here, QB just sitting there sleeping on the floor. Uh, I managed to take the doors out. So there was 2 single doors here, 2 double doors over here and that. And I managed to get them and all of the little lights that were in the ship out of here. And the only way to do that is, of course, to just land your ship here and use your mining tool, and you hit that door and it pops out, and then you can stick it in your inventory, and then you can place it wherever in the ship that you want once you reconfigure it. But this ship is proving to be a lot of work. So I've taken out a great big hole here and almost cut a line right through it here, which is right in front of where the pilot's, or just behind where the pilot seat is. So I've got a great big hole in the front right here. And then you can see over here, I've got some of it taken out right here. But yeah, this process is taking a really long time. So yeah, it's probably going to take me to get this ship completely torn apart. Oh, there's where the double doors were. Um, to get the ship completely taken apart and reconfigured and made into the new ship, oh, could be another week before I get even close to being done on this. Um, so I just left the pilot seat where it was, and I took out some of the blocks underneath it and started replacing them with other blocks. And you'll notice I've got like 2 shades of blue here. We've got an aquamarine, and we've got some glowing blocks underneath the seat there, which I'm actually going to replace right now. Um, so yeah, this is how slow this is. And now I've got to jump up here, collect all those blocks. And it's not perfect by any means. And go run up here, because some of the blocks pop upwards, some pop downwards, and I actually get to collect them. So now what we're going to do is, those were these blocks here, and I've got tan blocks. Why are those tan? Oh, right. Yeah, tan colored blocks. Oh, I lost one of the blue blocks. Why? Oh, unfortunate, but we will just do that. No, do that. There we go. And right, we'll just grab that. There we go. Okay, so white glowing ones there, and then we've got dark blue there, light blue here, and then we're just kind of alternating the colors around here because, um, yeah, that's how the pattern's gonna go on the floor. the walls and the ceiling are going to be a little different. So some of these blocks I don't have to do anything with. These blue ones here and these light blue ones, and then of course the dark blue ones, I don't have to do anything with those. Possibly even some of the white ones. Oh, just had an idea for the interior of the ship. Yeah. So what I am going to do is we're going to go to these tan colored glowing blocks, and I am going to, oh yeah, okay. All right, so yeah. Oh, nope, 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 nope. That is not what I wanted. Okay, so yeah, game just kind of randomly freezes here quite a bit lately when I'm doing this, building a ship. Um, it's become somewhat annoying, really. Love building in this game, running around collecting stuff, and I would love if the process of rebuilding a ship uh, was a lot easier and different. Because right now, um, taking all the blocks out of this ship and deconstructing it and then using the blocks back in is a very painful and slow process. And one thing that I have noticed in here is I have a monitoring program on my computer that monitors my GPU, CPU temps, my uh, hard drive temperatures, and memory usage. So my CPU usage is currently sitting at 2%. So not bad, you know. I don't quite, I don't have a monitor for the memory usage on the GPU, but I've got temperatures on it. Um, but then I've got one at the bottom that says free memory, which is my RAM. And yeah, it's not doing good. If I shut down the game right now and go back to my desktop, it'll tell me I've got like 78% free RAM on my system. Uh, but when I jump into this game and I start pulling blocks out of this thing, I lose. Uh, it probably drops down to around 60% free memory. And as I start pulling blocks out and placing blocks in here, whether I'm out here or if I go over to that little panel and I go into edit mode and start moving blocks around, my free memory just gradually by 1% keeps dropping and dropping and dropping until it hits around 2%, and then the game just crashes back to the desktop and I lose everything that I've done. So I've got the monitor sitting over there on that screen, and I have to have it sitting there because I have to monitor the the how much RAM is being used, how much I've got left to work with. Uh, it's almost like there's a memory leak somewhere in here, and as you're pulling blocks and putting them back in, it's just stacking up in the memory and taking it all up on you. And yeah, I don't know if that's just my machine or if that happens to anyone else who's trying to build a ship. Uh, but it's really, really annoying. Like I'm sitting at 57% right now. And let's uh let's take out a couple of blocks here. We'll take out a row of these green ones here and see No, just dropped to 56. Go jump up here and grab those and drop to 55. Yeah. 54. Yeah, it's just slowly dropping 1% at a time as I go along. So yeah, it's like there's just a huge memory leak. Oh, wait. Just jumped back up to 55. Maybe it was paying attention. I don't know. But yeah, having to keep an eye on how much free memory I've got left so that I can save the game and get out of here before it crashes and I lose everything that I'm doing is a bit annoying. So this line right here in front of the pilot seat, that is going to be the line at the front. So I've actually got to take all of this off of here back to that point in order to start building the front of the ship. I realize, a couple of people have probably been asking, so what's it going to be? What's it going to look like? What are you calling it? So, yeah, the seat is sitting on its little island right here. Actually, I've replaced these blue blocks. I really don't want those there. Oops. Took out one of the other blocks. Okay, got all those. Nice. Okay. So, the ship, there we go, it just froze. I tried to click a button and place a block. There we go. All right. Yeah, the ship is going to be called the Trident. And that is exactly what it's going to look like, is a trident. All right, cool. Now it looks like it's sitting on a, nope, get up here, on a little island in the ocean here. So that's what this pattern of different colored blocks is going to be. So we've got the aquamarine, dark blue, light blue, and that, and it's going to alternate all around here and all the way down the ship there to kind of simulate the ocean. And this is our little island with glowing blocks underneath the seat there where the pilot's going to sit. Very dry today, even considering it's raining outside. Yeah, so the floor is going to look like this. And then the walls are probably going to be maybe a dark blue. And then the ceiling up there, this is almost a light medium blue that we've got there in the ocean part. And I was thinking those light blue blocks right there. So the ocean is those ones and those ones there. And I was thinking in doing the ceiling inside in that color of blue block and maybe alternating in some white blocks here and there to kind of look like clouds. So the whole front of the ship, the pilot's cabin is going to start right there. So kind of the point on a trident is going to start right where those blocks are. And it's going to come out to a point. But it is going to be round. So it's going to be cone-shaped, and it's going to come down to a point. And it's going to be all made of glass on the front. I do have one or two ideas that I'm just toying around with right now that I might try out, because I've noticed on most of the ships, um, the light blocks, the way they're placed on the front of the ship. So when you're flying around a planet at night and you turn on your lights, uh, they're terrible. You know, the you're expecting them to be kind of like headlights and just kind of be there, and in actuality they're kind of up here and they're very narrow and they don't point where you think they should be, or where they should be. Like even that little ship over there, the lights on the front of that thing are terrible. So I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try uh, the placement of the lights and see how it goes. Because like this one, yeah, guess where the lights are on this one? They're probably those yellow blocks, that white block, possibly even those green ones, and these ones right here. So yeah, your pilot is sitting there. He's got an incredibly narrow field of view in front of him. Up top's not bad. Down here, you can't see anything. Uh, and your lights are in just really weird spots. And then there's these things way back here. So the engines here, uh, these orange ones are, I believe, engine blocks, and then you've just got these black blocks right here. The yellow blocks are either illuminated blocks or glowing synthetic blocks or engine blocks. And there's probably some more glowing synthetic blocks, a layer of them right behind that. So yeah, you've got the wall here, and then you've got uh, glowing synthetic, and then you've got other blocks there. So yeah, ooh, hello. I kind of like that. What are you? No, no, tell me what that block is. I wish to know. What is it? It's not telling me what that block is. I want to know what that block is. I can always look it up. But yeah, you see what I mean about from the seat? You've got a great view up here, very limited view here, and virtually no view down here. Um, yeah, which is why I have one of these ships in my inventory. I just don't use it that much. I tried using it for a little while and it was okay. Um, this thing, for a single spaceman running around in this game, that's a lot of ship for one person. Like, this thing is a monstrosity. You take a look at that character right there and look at this ship. That's a lot of room. You've got 2, 3 levels inside this ship, and it's just long. That's why I decided to use this ship, because it's got so many blocks. I would like to tear the entire thing apart and make it into another ship slightly smaller, only 1 level instead of 2 or 3, because over here it's 2 levels, and then when you go back here there's like 3 levels back there. So yeah, but yeah, still an absolute ton of room, or a ton of blocks that I have to take apart on this thing in order to build the new one. Um, but yeah, that's the start right there. Uh, that's all I've got done as far as building goes right now, because I've been concentrating on trying to take blocks apart here and here and over here, you know. just to get a collection of the blocks together to start building with. Now, the colors of these blocks, I could technically jump in this ship and take off right now and go fly to one of the planets, even with that gaping hole in the side. It's like, physics? Never heard of it. What's that? I don't know what physics is. Game has no idea. So all the blocks that I've taken out of this thing right now, I have been bringing those over here to Bane because I've got some storage set up in Bane. Actually, hang on a sec. So 12, 4, 8, 12. Huh, interesting. Bane has 12 fitted slots. I have 14 things installed in it. Okay, so I had a mod in here that allowed me 99 fitted slots in my ship. Yes, I realize that's seems kind of like cheating, but I was going to make, my ship my base. Uh, so I needed more. Uh, but I have noticed that the ships they were all reading 99 fitted slots on all the ships, and now when you look at them, this one it says 12. Yet I have 14 here. So there's 4, 8, 12, 14. Kind of wondering if I can actually put stuff down. I think I got rid of that mod. I don't think it's working because all the ships show their default fitted slots on them. So I don't know. I've got these 4 sitting over here. I haven't put anything in them yet, which is probably a good thing. But then up here, I've got my recycler, my smelters, we've got a repair bench, advanced crafting, a builder, and a paint bench. And the paint bench is very important because paint bench is what I've been doing to these blocks. So if we grab this one and we go drop it here, shows as white. And if we grab this one and drop it in there, it shows as kind of a sand color. So I can change the color of any of these blocks to whatever's in this palette right here. So, I could make it, army green. I could make it yellow, red, white, black, blue, purple, pink, you name it. Change it to whatever color I want and build a ship with it. However, I don't know if. So, say I take this ship out and I go running around, I get into a fight with it, and say the ship gets destroyed and it teleports itself back here. And I go over to this thing and I click, fix ship. And so it fixes my ship. Nothing will change on the ship if I click fix. But if I hit the reset button on it, any blocks that I've changed the color on or reconfigured reset themselves back to original. So I really don't want to reset any of my ships. I've been looking at a couple of mods for this game, and I have found one that I kind of want to drop in here and try out because that mod gives me the ability to go in here. And so I've got Mark V shield, cargo, laser, and engine on this ship, but they're all Titan. And what the mod allows me to do is to take these 4 right here and say go over here and go to Supersonic Spark, which is a scout, and take all the Mark V scout stuff out of him and drop the Titan modules into a scout, into the scout, and even take these scout pieces and drop them into Bane, or even Leviathan. You know, Leviathan's a fighter. That's a scout. This one's a Titan. Biter is a fighter. Neutron's a fighter. So I could take all this stuff and just bounce it around ship to ship if I want. I'm debating that one. I haven't installed it yet. I found it, but I haven't installed it. So yeah, definitely a very, very long process getting this apart. So you saw what it, yeah, got a delay there again, and my memory's down to 52. So if we go in here to modify ship, drop the DPI on my mouse because it just goes a little quick there. And we come down here, so we can move around the ship all over the place if we want, and take blocks out, replace them and everything. But this is how we take blocks out. So one block at a time. And unfortunately, it will, if you hold down the left mouse button right now and kind of drag it, it will place blocks. So left button is supposed to be to remove, right button is supposed to be to place. And then if you open up your inventory, you can go in here and you can buy blocks to put in the ship. Which, oh, I think that's the one. Hull block 8. That's what's in that other little ship that's here at the station in the wall. I like those. Okay, and there we go. She, yeah, constantly getting stuff like that where it just hangs like that, like it's thinking about something, but it's not sure that it actually wants to do it. So yeah, and my memory is now down to 47%, just taking out a couple of blocks there. The more blocks I keep taking out of here, uh, the more memory I'm going to lose until it crashes. So yeah, the ship editor and ship building uh, need some definite improvements to those. Um, yeah, anyway. So the ship itself, it's going to start right here and it's going to go back that way. So, and then just back here, it's going to branch off and there's going to be a piece over here and there's going to be a piece over here. So it's going to be like, kind of like Aquaman's trident. You know, the whole shaft is going to be back that way. And then the tines on the trident itself are going to be out here. But yeah, this is going to take an incredibly long time to do this. So I'm going to get to work on this. I am actually looking at possibly another game to play on the side while I work on this. Play another game, maybe post up some videos of that one, and in between that, work on this ship, and hopefully get something done with it within the next couple of weeks, because it's probably going to take me that long. Jump back out here. There we go. Yeah, because with this memory leak in here, it's just really going to take a really, really long time to get this all pulled apart and reconfigured, repainted. Um, yeah. So uh, I've been watching Game Edged because he plays a lot of games like this. He tries out a lot of games while they're in early access and everything, and then some of those games when they hit full access and they finally release, um, goes back and he plays some of those. So yeah, he had a game up there that's in early access right now that he tried out that he has tried before, and it looks kind of interesting. So I might try and get that one. I don't know yet. But yeah, definitely want to check out a new game uh, and keep working on this one in the meantime. So I will come back tomorrow and check in. I may be playing a new game tomorrow. I might not. I don't know. I have to see how it goes. I'm going to play around with this for a little while and then go to Steam uh, and check out a couple of games there. But yeah, that is just a little update. And what is that? Oh, yeah, update and just a little bit of a rant about shipbuilding in here. Uh, definitely needs improvement. I would actually love to be able to build a ship from scratch in here. Be able to just walk in. It's like, okay, here's a platform, here's a seat on it, build, you know, and just go at it that way and have an actual uh, creative mode in this game. Because the creative mode they've got in here, um, yeah, all of the recipes in the game when you go into creative mode in here get unlocked, but you have no access. Most other games, all the recipes unlock and you can just build anything. You've got access to every block in the game for free. Whereas this game, all of the recipes unlock, but in order to build anything, you actually have to go to different planets and collect blocks and progress your way through the game in order to obtain the blocks you're going to need to build stuff. So, yeah, creative mode's just a little disappointing. Like, I understand wanting to play the game, and okay, I've got two modes to play the game in. We've got story mode, and then we've got adventure mode. But creative, I shouldn't have to play the game the exact same way that I do in those two modes in order to be creative in the game. But yeah, that's just me. There might be one or two other people who agree with that. Some people might disagree with that. Oop, we stepped out beyond the barrier. Look at that. I can't breathe. I can breathe again. But yeah. So yeah, I will keep going with this, but I am going to be looking for something else to play. Um, at some point, I may jump back into this game um, now that a few patches have come out and everything that fix some of the problems that I was having before. Like the other night, that is over in another system that you've got to rescue from the pirates. There was a glitch with that because I was playing this in adventure mode. or no, I was playing it in story mode. I got to that planet to rescue the other night, killed all the pirates, and he insisted that there were still pirates around there, and he would not leave the planet to come back to that one right there, which is Bardwell 2. So that is Bardwell 1, that is Bardwell 2, that is where the temple is, and then that is Bardwell 3 over there. Um, so yeah, with that glitch, I couldn't progress in the game at all because he refused to be rescued. So I couldn't get his ship, and I couldn't really get further in the game because there's a weapon that he builds that gets mounted on your ship. And because he wouldn't leave that planet to be rescued, he couldn't come back to Bardwell 2 and build that weapon for me. So that's why I went into adventure mode in this game. Um, at least in adventure mode, I could just go wherever I wanted in the universe, and it didn't really matter. I went to that planet to rescue him, and I ran into the same problem in adventure mode that I did in story mode. I went to the planet, I killed all the pirates, and he still insisted that there were pirates in the area, and he refused to leave and come to this planet. So that's probably one thing that has hindered me in here right from the beginning. But I think in the meantime they have patched that, so it should be fixed now. I haven't gone back to restart the game to see if it actually has been patched and it's working. But one of these days, I may jump back in here and just go to story mode, probably, because you get the hints and suggestions and everything when you're in story mode to progress you to the next part of the game. Kind of linear in that way. It's like, okay, you start here and then you just go to these points along the way until you reach the end of the game. Uh, Whereas the adventure mode, it's like, all right, there's a universe, have at it. And it just lets you go. Does not hold your hand at all, does not give you any hints. It's just, yep, go do your thing. And that's kind of what I've been doing here with this series. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here before this gets too long. I'm rambling at this point, and I really need to get back to working on that. Uh, I'm just kind of figuring out how wide and how tall the hallways are going to be inside the ship, and then I'm going to build. So it's going to be a square hallway inside the ship, but then the hull of the ship is going to be round, like a tube. Uh, and yeah, I've got to figure out how big everything is going to need to be because it's all up in my head, and I'm kind of figuring it all out as I go. Um, I really don't have anything written down or drawn out. So yeah, I got to get back to that. So I'm going to take off, get some stuff done with this ship, hopefully. Uh, I'm probably going to have to save the game, shut it down, and then restart it here within probably the next half hour because my memory is going to run out here at some point, and I don't want to lose all the progress that I've made on it so far. So I'm out of here, and I'll come back tomorrow and yep, maybe we'll continue with this, or maybe we will start up a new game. We'll see how it goes. But until then, I'll catch you later.